Welcome to today's middle split class, which is a follow along class, so you can just copy whatever I'm doing and explaining. Middle split is actually quite a complex movement in terms of mobility because there is a lot of structure involved. We got the hips and we got the thighs, the femur sitting in the hip socket. There's internal rotation, there's external rotation, there's abduction, pulling the leg to the side. So various muscles are involved as well, especially your adductors that are stretching. And then your lateral group, the glutes and some deeper muscles such as the piriformis, for example. We will tackle and address those from different angles. We will stretch those muscles, but we will also strengthen those muscles to make your middle split super strong and safe. All you need is ideally some weights. Then if you have some yoga blocks, that would be awesome. Then either you can use sliders, or what I'm using today is socks and a slippery floor, as we're going to do some slide outs. Depending a little bit on your level, you might want to have something where you can elevate your butt, or you need to hold on to something, just some elevation there. Other than that, let's just get started. So first of all, we're going to start with a little warm-up for the hips, just to create some space. With some CARs, controlled articular circulation. If you need to hold on to something, feel free to do so, because you're going to stand on one leg, so it needs a little bit of balance. But first of all, just pull the knee as high up as you can. Then pull it as far out as you can with external rotation, so the knee pointing back. Then internal rotation of that hip, roll it around, knee as far back as you can, so you feel a stretch in your hip flexor, and then forward again. And we do it again, up, to the side, down, back, and forward. You want to stay as upright as possible with your upper body, so don't counterbalance too much by leaning to the side or forward. We're going to do that 2 more times. And last one, you want to try to go through a full range of motion. We're going to reverse that. So first, pull the knee back as far back as you can. Full range of motion to the side, forward, and down again. Back, side, forward, and down. You might feel your glutes working already, your hip flexors working. Once more. Beautiful. And then we change to the other side. Maybe your standing leg gets a little bit of a heavy sensation already as well. That's all coming from that balancing stabilization part, from that standing leg. So we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Pull it up first, to the side, internal, back, and forward. 2 more reps before we reverse. And then first, pull the knee as far back as you can, hip extension. All the way to the side, knee up, forward and down. Find a spot on the floor, might help you with balancing. And once more. Beautiful. Then have your feet wider than your hips, knees and toes pointing 45 degrees into the corners. And then all we do is bending into one leg and then bend into the other side. Make sure that whenever you bend into one knee, that the knee is pulling to the back. So we use your glutes already. By using your glutes, the knee pulls back rather than collapses inwards. And we just gently go from one side to the other a few times. As you engage the glutes and the knees pull out, you will feel your inner thighs, your adductors stretching more. Next time when we're on the left side, we're going to stay here. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the first side. Now let's try to go all the way down to the floor. If you can't do that without your arms, just place your hands on the floor in front of you or behind you. And then we're going to sit all the way down. Beautiful. Once we're here, we're going to pivot on the ball or of the foot or on the big toe and going into internal rotation of that knee. Then I'm going to squeeze my glute to pull the knee back out again. Pivot, internal rotation, squeeze the glute and pull out. So by squeezing the glute, we're actually activating the muscles and stretching your inner thigh. So it's not just moving the knee up and down. You want to feel how the muscles are working, engaged. Doing this with a lot of intention. The next time the knee is pointing up, we're going to stay here, squeeze glute, more external rotation. Feel the stretch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, either with the arms forward, or if that's not possible as of now, you can use the hands behind you to get back up into that Cossack squat, otherwise come up. We're going to stay as low as we can, switching to the other side, and then sit back down again. And we're going to go through a few reps first. Pivot on the ball of the foot or the big toe, using the glute as well here again to get that hip into external rotation, knee pointing up and back. Wonderful. Couple more times. Next time, pull the knee up, squeeze glute and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Then we're going to come into a figure 4, meaning 90-degree angle in your knees and 90-degree angle in your hip. From there, you're going to face your chest towards the internally rotated leg. Then pushing that other leg into the ground to lift the hips, push the hips forward, feel the hip flexors stretching, squeezing the glute. Then we're going to sit back down, pivot on the feet. The chest is still facing the internally rotated leg, which is now the other one. I'm going to push the other leg into the floor, lifting hips, push hips forward, and slowly come down. Go to the other side. Now, whenever you sit back down, you want to aim for getting the glute of your internally rotated leg to the floor first. It will not happen, but the intention should be there. Lifting. Now, this is the internally rotated leg. That glute aims to touch first. We're going to do 2 more times. So 1 time each side. And lift. Now let's go to the other side once more. This time have your chest facing the externally rotated leg. And then either you have your arms behind you, or a bit easier having the hands in front of you on the floor. And we're just going to do some pigeon folds to create some space deep in the hip socket, opening up the piriformis, your glutes, folding forward a few times, being here in that external rotation of the hip, and then we hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly come up. And we switch to the other side. 90-degree angle, my chest is facing the externally rotated leg, arms either to the back or to the front on the floor, and then we fold. Try to get the chest towards the knee. One side might be a lot easier than the other side, very normal. And then we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up. We're going to go to the first side again and isolate that a little bit more. We're going to do 3 rounds of internal rotation, 3 rounds of external rotation. So keep the 90-degree angle in the legs, chest facing the front knee, and we want to try to stay as upright as possible. As little lean to the front or to the side as possible, but as much as is needed to basically lift the foot or trying to lift the foot. We're going to do internal rotation first. Flex the back foot, stay upright, and then lift the foot for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. And we're going to go again. Lift. You might feel a cramping sensation here in the glutes, very normal. Just back off a little bit and then try to join again if it happens. 3, 2, 1. Down, and one last rep. Lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. We're going to stay on the same side, but work on external rotation now. So keep the foot on the floor, but this time lift the knee without changing the position of your upper body. If I change it and I face it towards you, then I can open up a lot more. But I actually want to maintain the same position as before, facing the front knee, and then I lift from there. Let's do that. Lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down and up again, lift. That lift should come from your glutes here, so squeeze the glutes. That will get your hips into external rotation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last time, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. And we got to do the same on the other side. This will prepare you perfectly for the middle split position. You will see much easier to get into it and just to create some space and be safe in that middle split. 90-degree angle, chest facing the front knee, flex the back foot, and then lift. My internal rotation isn't great either, so I can't lift super high. There's people that can lift it up to here, but we do what we can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down, and lift again up. 5, 4, 3, 2. We hold for 10 seconds. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down, and one last. Up. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. And you know what's coming. External rotation. Squeeze the glute, lift the knee, don't rotate the chest. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. And again, lift and hold for 10, 9, 8. Squeeze the glute, pull the knee up and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last rep. Up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly, slowly come down. Beautiful. Shake out the hips a little bit. Now we start more or less the main part of our session. So this was more so the warm-up. So firstly, we're gonna strengthen and opening up our inner thighs with some loaded butterflies, combined with, we're doing supersets, strengthening the glutes with fire hydrants. So first of all, ideally you sit against the wall. If you don't have a wall, that's completely fine. But you just try to stay upright with your upper body and not lean back too much or rounding the spine too much. Then have your dumbbells, your kettlebells, your weight plates ready. If you don't have any weights, you can just use your hands as well as resistance. And then place the dumbbells on your knees. If you have super open hips, you can always place a yoga block in between your feet. The wider, obviously the harder. So if your knees are fairly low, nearly on the floor, place something in between your feet, which will make your middle split, or which will imitate your middle split a little bit more as it pulls the legs further out into 180 degrees. But then have your weights on here, and then from there we're gonna resist into the weights. So for 10 seconds we're gonna lift up by using the strength of your adductors. So I'm gonna lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I let the weight push me down, but at the same time, I'm going to squeeze my glutes. As I squeeze my glutes, you will see automatically you will go lower into the position. We're going to do that again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to resist. Feel your inner thighs working. Lift the barbell, the dumbbells up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the glutes. Push down and feel how the weight is helping you pushing down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once more, resist. Lift up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze your glutes, engage completely the back muscles and down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And you can place the weights to the side. We will use it again, but for now, no weights needed. Ideally, again, you do have a wall though, because the wall will keep you honest as you will lean less to the side. If you have no wall, that's fine. Just try to, we will be in tabletop position, lifting the knee. Try to not lean to the side too much with your hips and your shoulders. Because if you lean to the side, you might be able to lift the knee higher, the leg higher, but we want to keep it honest and only working through isolation of the hips. Hence, the weight, the wall will help. So we're in a tabletop position. Then you don't need to start straight away because we're going to do it together and it's quite intense. But what do you want to focus on as you lift the knee? First of all, the knee should stay in line with your hip. So don't have it too much to the front, to the shoulder, or too open to the back. So knee more or less in line with the hip. Then the knee should be in line with the foot or higher, which means you will be in external rotation of the hip. So as the knee is higher than the foot, we are in external rotation using the glute more. If the knee is pointing down, then we're more in internal rotation, also a lot easier. We're going to go against gravity, make it hard. We're going to do 3 times, 10-second holds. So you can lean into the wall, lift the knee as high up as you can, external rotation, and we hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down, and then we're going to go straight away again. Lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. And once more. I know, glutes are working, glutes are cramping. 6. Try to go as high up as you can. Full end range. 3, 2, 1, and down. And we have another side, of course. You need to even that out. Same here, tabletop position. You can have a little bit of distance between your knee and the wall, so there's a little bit of space to lean, but not too much. And then again, exactly the same here. Let's start immediately lifting the knee higher up than the foot. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. And go again, up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Once more, lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. You might have noticed your back arm is bending a little bit. That's fine, but we don't want to actually be on the elbow. There's some variations where I do elbow on the floor, but for this one I don't want you to. But if it's slightly bent, that's completely fine. Well, we're going to go into a second round. If you need a break in between the rounds, feel free to do so. Press pause, and then I would recommend 60 seconds to 90 seconds break, not longer. But otherwise, we go straight back into the second round. Have the weight on your knees. We're going to do a little bit of a different timing, just to keep it a little bit more entertaining, I would say. So first of all, lift the knees up And then straight away, we're going to push down, squeeze the glutes. Use your adductors, come up, squeeze the glutes, push down. Lift up, feel your inner thighs working, feel the glutes working. And again, up and down, and up and down. We're going to do 3 more reps. Lifting, pushing down. 2 more, and down. Next time we hold at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze glutes, push down, and we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Back into our fire hydrants. Before we get into into the second round, so why are we using fire hydrants and that are firing up our glutes? Because in a middle split, the glutes are compressed, the glutes are engaged, the glutes are working. It's the shortening side, as your inner thighs is the lengthening side in the position. As it's shortening here, we want to have strong glutes in order to have a safe and strong middle split. Also, oftentimes, I will talk about that in a moment, but there's some compression bone on bone, might happen, could happen, but the stronger you are here, the stronger your glutes or the stronger your muscles surrounding that tissue or surrounding the bones, the less likely you crash into bone on bone. If it is an anatomical structure of your hip, it will happen, but as you're stronger there, you might be able to gain some more range. Hence why it's super important to work on your glutes for your middle split, especially your glute med, which is engaged a lot as you do your middle split. So we want to get that guy strong. So come back into your middle split, into your fire hydrant position, tabletop position. We're going to change the pattern a little bit as well. But same principle, 90-degree, knee higher than the hip, then the foot, and knee in line with your hip. So first, we're going to lift once up, and then straight away down. And up again, and down. Lift the knee higher, and down. Lift up, and down. Try to get the knee as far back towards the wall as you can. Squeeze the glutes at the top. And we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. And then change to the other side. Let's get ready and lift for 10, down, 9, down, 8, down. Squeeze, lift back. Come on. Another 5, 4, 3, 2. Next one, we're going to hold at your end range. Pull as far back as you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Beautiful. Lost my mic. Got it back. Round 3. Grab your dumbbells again, or your weights. Last round. Afterwards, we will change up the exercises. Again, on to your knees or thighs. Now we're going to resist for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze your glutes for 5 seconds. Pull down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, resist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Push down. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Lift. Resist. Feel your inner thighs engaging, working. And then feel your glutes working. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to go back into our fire hydrant. This time we combine it with a pissing dog. We're going to extend the knee. So when I tell you to extend the leg, so we will be here. And then I will tell you to extend the leg. What happens naturally is as you extend, you drop the knee. Your goal is to keep the knee in the same position as you extend, which requires, again, a lot more strength through here. So first, we're just going to do a few reps. Lift up and down, up and down, down, same as before. Next time when the knee is up, stay. Keep the knee where it is, extend and bend, extend and bend. Not this, stay high, extend and bend. 2 more times, last one, and hold for 10, 9, keep the external rotation as before, 5, 4, I'm shaking 2, and 1. Bend the knee first, slowly bring the knee down, and then change to the other side. Exactly the same here. And if one side goes a lot higher than the other, that's completely normal. We are hardly ever fully balanced. There's 2 sides. One is stronger, one is more flexible. That's what we have to work with. So first, just a few reps again. Up and down, up and down. Lift, lower. External rotation. Next time when the knee is up, stay. Extend the leg and bend the leg. Extend and bend. Stay high, stay in external rotation. 2 more times. Next time we're going to hold for 10, 9, don't drop, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee first and then slowly, slowly come down. Beautiful. Take a breath before we go into our second part. Shake out the legs a little bit. We're going to do some horse stances and some straddle ups. For the horse stance, we want to use weights again. You could do it without weights, but ideally we're going to load the position. And we're going to hold this for a little bit. So for a horse stance, we want to walk our feet out like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're on a slidey floor with socks, makes it a little harder because you might slide out, what might happen to me. And then from there, as you're in that position, you can bring the weight up to in front of your chest. Then from there, you're going to bend the knees, sink the hips back and down, and then make sure you are going into external rotation again. By now we should know, by squeezing the glutes, the knees pull out, your inner thighs are working. So you don't want to collapse into your knees. And then we're going to sink low, keeping the upper body upright. Squeezing the glutes, knees pulling out, hold that. The more you pull the legs towards the back, the more your inner thighs will be opening up, the stronger our glutes get. Now here we can play, you stay low, with different positions of our pelvis. We can be in an anterior tilt, we can be in a posterior tilt. There's no right or wrong, but one of them is a bit more transferable to middle splits. But for now, let's just try to play with anterior and posterior tilt. So you get used to the 2 different positions. So anterior tilt, stick the butt out. Posterior tilt, tuck the tailbone in. Push the hips forward, squeezing the glutes, tailbone out. Pushing forward, tailbone out. Just trying to distract you. And now let's hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Nice. Beautiful, beautiful. For the next one, for the straddle up, you might need something to sit on. If not, first of all, I'm going to show you from the floor what we're going to do. Straddling the legs to the side. Then I'm going to place my hands under the thighs. Fingers pointing back. Then from there, I'm going to lean the shoulders forward, push through protraction, so shoulders round, getting into a standing straddle position. Then I reverse, hands on the floor, slowly lowering down. The narrower your legs, the more you need to work with your upper body. But as we are working on our middle splits, I actually would like you to go quite wide. And as we lift up, it's a super active position when you stand up, especially again if you wear socks and you slide out. This is intense. So if you can't do it from the floor, grab something where you can sit on top. Can be higher than this. It's completely fine if you have a box. Just pick a height that allows you to do exactly the same. So you're sitting on the box, you have your hands on the box, you lean forward, you stand up, and you push the hips forward. Then we reverse and come back down. So let's do a few together here. We're gonna push through the shoulders, lifting the hips up, push the feet into the ground, leaning forward. As we stand up, we push the hips forward, feeling a bit in a stretch in the hip flexors. We come back and down. Lean forward, lift, push forward, back and down. You feel like with every rep you might be able to slide out a little bit more, but also it keeps you super active as you have to push the feet into the ground, engaging muscles surrounding your hips. We're going to do once more. Up, hold, back and down. Beautiful. Whew. Are you feeling it? I do for sure. Then we're going to go back to horse stance. Grab the weight. Let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel free to do 7 steps, going a little bit lower. Get the weight up, bend into the knees, bring the hips back and down. And then from here, let's just bounce a little bit for this time. So bounce up and down. As you bounce, still make sure knees don't collapse inwards. Pull them out and back. Stay upright in your upper body. Bounce up and down. And then we're going to hold. Imagine there's a stick on your knees, and that stick should not fall off your thighs, not your knees. Should not fall off your thighs. So you need to sink nice and low. If I was too high up, that stick would literally just roll down from my legs. So I'm going to stay low. Let's hold it for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push back up. Whew, beautiful. Then one more round of straddle ups. We only do 2 rounds of these 2. These are quite intense, especially with the combination of what we did before, as we have a few more things to do. And I don't want to gas out your muscles too much, because as well your nervous system, when it comes to mobility training, at some point it shuts down. It says, no, that is too much, no more, and then you actually tighten up rather than opening up. So it's finding that fine line of how much is too much, how much is too little to actually gain any benefits out of it. So yeah, that's important that we are not frying the nervous system too much, but we do want to obviously fry it to trigger some adaptation. But let's do another round, as I said, of straddle ups. Feel free to elevate the hips again, hands on the floor or on the box, fingers facing back, lean forward, push feet into the ground, stand up, push hips forward. Hands on the floor, sink back down, lift up, push through the shoulders, engage the glutes, feeling the hip flexors stretching, and back down. Lift up, push, down, back. 2 more reps. And 1 more. To the side and down. Nice. Awesome. Then we're gonna do some slide outs, single leg slide outs. Have your knee on something a little softer. And then, don't need these ones right now. And then from here, the other leg, either use your socks or have a slider under the foot. From here, we're gonna slide out. I will guide you through some different pelvic positions, what we're going to do. But first of all, I want you to make sure as you slide out, you stay in line with the other knee. So don't slide to the back or to the front too much. First of all, I would like you to go into posterior pelvic tilt, meaning pull the tailbone under, pushing the hips forward. So hide your butt. We're going to slide out and you will feel probably there's some compression in your hip. You can't actually go any further. Don't push further, we just pull back. We're going to do that a few times. So just feeling that restriction that is happening, coming back out, back in. As you slide out and slide in, again your adductors, your inner thighs, they stretch out. And then pulling back in will strengthen your adductors. Then next time, when you slide out, allow the hips to go into an anterior pelvic tilt, meaning stick your butt out. And you should see how automatically you might be able to go lower. So instead of posterior tilt, tailbone in, that's my limitation. Anterior tilt, sticking the butt out, slight arch in the spine. Then I can go a lot further because I'm creating space in the hip socket. The femur, the thigh bone, sits in the hip socket, and at some point there's a bony structure, the greater trochanter, on the thigh bone that is hitting your hip bone. But if we anteriorly tilt the pelvis, there's more space for that greater trochanter to actually go through. Hence why you might be able to go deeper. So instead of me just talking more, let's slide out a few more times with an anterior tilt. So stick your butt out. Stick the butt up, but try to stay upright here. Next time, when we slide out, we're going to hold actively for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the hands on the floor. Now we're passive, so your muscles are not engaged anymore. Maybe you can slide even a little bit lower. Adjust your hips again. Maybe you're going to go more into an anterior tilt. Maybe you back out of that anterior tilt a little bit again. But now let's play with the position of our leg, our foot. The rotation is coming through the thigh, but obviously the foot then will rotate as well. So everyone is different. It's individually, if it feels better for you to then externally rotate that leg, so the toe pointing up, and then you might be able to slide even lower. Maybe you need to stay a bit more in that internal rotation, toe pointing forward. So play with the position and see what allows you to go a little bit deeper. And then we're going to try to lean forward, or you just stay upright. You can even have something in front of you to keep you there. But we just want to hold this fully relaxed, no tension through your muscles, even though your nervous system wants to switch on, wants to protect, don't go any further. But as we breathe out, we relax more. And then we're going to hold this for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly, don't rush it, come back out. You might feel super tight now around the hips here or inner thighs, depending a little bit where you feel the most restricted. Completely normal. Let's go straight away into the other side to sort of even it out. So place your knee onto something soft, or if you have a soft ground, that's already good. Slider or socks on the other foot. And first, posterior tilt. So tailbone is tucked in, and we're going to slide out. Not that much range. Pull back in. Slide out and in. Slide out and in. 2 more or 1 more. And next time, allow your hips to go into an anterior tilt. So much more range. And pull back. Stick the butt out, slide out, and back in. Wonderful. Again, this side might be more tight than the other. We tend to start with our good side. So very often, the second side is a bit tighter. Try, I need to remind myself as well, try to start with your bad side often. Will sort of be beneficial because the bad side is obviously the bad side, and your nervous system is still a little bit fresher. Okay, let's stay here for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the floor. Being passive allows you maybe to go a little bit lower because you don't actually need any strength anymore. You just allow the muscles to open up. And then play with that internal and external rotation again. What works better for you? Might not be the same that works for me. Also, maybe left side and right side is different. Here, I'm actually a little bit better having my toes pointing up, and I can go lower. Once you find your new position, just relax, chill, breathe deeply. Exhale tells your nervous system to calm down. Try to switch off the muscles. The glutes might want to switch on, your inner thighs might want to switch on, but we relax. Hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly, slowly come out. Beautiful. Then just to give our hips a little bit of a break, just briefly, do some windscreen wipes. So hands behind you, and then just rotate the knees from side to side. Maybe stay on one side, push the hip up a bit, feeling a stretch here on the side. Going to the other side, push hip up. Okay, we're gonna stay with some slide outs. Double leg this time. Just one round. Have something in front of you. You can have the hands on the floor as well, especially if you're a bit more flexible. If you're a bit tighter, then you definitely need to elevate the hands. But even, I'm fairly flexible. I do like to elevate the hands as it sort of allows me to slide in a cleaner line. So as we slide out again as before, you want to keep the feet and the hips in line with each other. Have as much weight on the box or on the floor as you need, but you want to use mainly the strength of your inner thighs and glutes to activate or to initiate the movement. So yes, have weight in the box, but make sure you're using the strength of your legs. We're going to slide out and then pulling back in. So as you pull back in, don't just have the whole body weight on the box. So feel how your inner thighs are working. Sliding out and in. And now, as we learned before, as you slide out, try to get into an anterior tilt. Stick that butt out. Back in. Slide out. Go as low as possible. Next time, when you're at the bottom position, stay here. Now push your feet into the ground as hard as you can. Push them down for 5, 4, 3, 2, stay. Just relax the push and maybe sink a little bit lower. Now push the feet into the ground again. Super active. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Sink lower again. Push the feet into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And we're going to go again. Push the feet into the ground. 5, 4. If you're not moving anymore, it's fine, wherever you are. And then relax. And then once more, relax, sink a little bit deeper, and we just stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No right or wrong way to get out. Don't rush it, don't rush it, because usually when we stay in a position for long and we come out too fast, that's when injuries happen, not in the actual position. Beautiful. Then you don't need the box anymore. We're just gonna do one last sort of middle split, which is a longer hold in a sort of active and passive position. If you have blocks, use the blocks. I use the dumbbells currently. You want to find a position that you can get into and sit on. So if you have blocks and you need to be higher, then obviously place the blocks like this, the higher way. That's a little bit sketchy, I guess, because we don't want to use the hands. It actually works as well. So you want to find a position where you can sort of rest on the block or the dumbbells or whatever elevation you have, but I'm not just being able to just chill here. So in order to actually stay here, I still need to engage my feet and my inner thighs pushing into the blocks to be able to sit there for a while. So it's not fully passive, but it's not fully active, as I have this support here. With that support, we're sort of calming down our nervous system and tell the nervous system it's safe, and yet it still needs to work. So find your position, get into that position as high as it needs to be. If you can't find a position at all, then do what we had before. Have something in front of you and have the hands on the box, and you're just gonna try to have as little weight on the box as possible, staying a bit more active. But for us, we're gonna try to hold it here without hands. It is requiring a little bit of balance as well, as you can see. And through that balance, that just forces you to push the feet and the thighs down. So keeping you super, super active. Stay in that anterior tilt. Especially with those dumbbells, it's a little bit tricky to keep that balance. But yeah, I can feel like I'm sort of relaxed, but I'm not relaxed, right? Because if I completely relax, then I will probably fall down from the dumbbells, or I don't know, I would even be in a lot more pain. So I'm sort of resisting the relaxation part. We're going to hold this for 30 more seconds, so for quite some time. This is our last effort. Afterwards, we're just going to stretch out what we have compressed a lot. So this is our last middle split. Hold it for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, same as before. Take it easy. Whatever works best. Make your way out, maybe even help your legs with your arms to get them back together. So oftentimes, what happens with intense middle splits, you feel it here, because that's a compressed part, the shortening side. So in order to create some space there, either I like to do some pigeon stuff, but one of the most efficient ones is the following one. So do it with me, because otherwise it's a little bit complicated. First, bend the left knee and then step the right leg up and over the other side. So the foot is on the ground. Then from there, your left shoulder is traveling down towards that right foot. And you're going to wrap your arms around that knee that is pointing up. And then from there, you're going to stick your butt out. So tailbone out, anterior tilt, and then sink as low as you can towards the floor. And you should feel a nice stretch deep in the hip socket, exactly the area which might have felt a little bit compressed before. And the more you lengthen the spine, sticking the butt out, the more stretch you get into that area here. And then slowly come out, and we're going to switch side. So right leg bends, left leg on top, wrap your arms around that knee or leg, and then your shoulder travels towards that foot here. Bend to the side, squeeze, and then lengthening the spine, send the tailbone back, and feel the stretch deep in the hip again. Couple more seconds here. Adjust the position as much as you need so you feel it. There's not really a right or wrong, but again, the more anterior tilt, the more you sink, the more you lengthen, the more intense usually the stretch. And then come out. And then just shake out your legs. Amazing. That was our follow along middle split class. So we were working on our inner thighs, on our glutes. We were strengthening those areas, we were stretching those areas, and these are mainly, there's a lot more drills you could do for middle split, but these are the drills I have found for myself and as well for my students that are the most beneficial ones that will eventually get you towards a middle split. If you're close to middle split, closing that last gap, I recommend doing lots of those that we did at the end. Where you were just sitting on the blocks or the dumbbells, and just calming down the nervous system. It's safe, and that's where usually we can close that gap at the end. If you're still super tight, then I would do a combination of active but also passive holds. But sometimes if you're super tight, just relaxing into muscles might actually help a lot. Yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you soon for another session. Bye bye.